Hey guys, welcome back. New location alert because I'm dog sitting for the 4th of July. I'm not feeling very patriotic, yet we persist. For today's video, we're doing a monthly movie recap of everything I watched in June. It wasn't as much as I usually watch, but I still think it's probably more than the average person watches in a month. So I think it'll be fun. Let's get started. It's gonna be very casual, just talking about everything, what I rated it, if I recommend it. Okay, we'll start with movies, and I'm just gonna go in chronological order. The first movie I watched was Life of the Party, that movie where Melissa McCarthy goes back to college after her husband gets a divorce. And it's also the same school that her daughter goes to. I feel like I watched it in theaters when it came out, but I really can't remember. I watched it with my sister because she wanted to watch it. I don't usually watch comedies. The sense of humor in comedy movies isn't my sense of humor. So I don't usually find comedy movies funny. This one was good though. I feel like it was kind of more heartfelt than strictly comedic. There were definitely funny moments. I think I gave it 3 stars. I think I enjoyed watching it. I wasn't dying for it to be over, but just fine. Not life-changing, just fine. This is Charlie, by the way, the dog that I'm dog sitting for. Don't be fooled. He looks cute, but he's actually vicious. He has a history. Anyway, next, Pixar's Luca. 2 times. I watched it when it came out and it was during the pandemic. It was straight to Disney Plus. So I think it got overlooked by a lot of people. I still watched it. I liked it. Now it's slowly becoming a comfort movie. It just gives me the perfect summer vibes. I always watch it transitioning from spring to summer because it just sets the tone. If you don't know what it's about, we follow Luca, who is a sea creature, as he explores life on land in this cute little Italian town while hiding that he's a sea monster. The soundtrack is so good. I really like the animation in it. I think that's an unpopular opinion, but I do. I think it's so cute. The story is so perfect. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen it, I will cry at the end and possibly in the middle, every single time without fail. It just tugs on my heartstrings. I think it's such a great depiction of friendship and possibly more than friendship. I don't know. It's up to the viewer to decide. But yeah, it's very gentle, summery, coming of age. And I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat this summer. Yesterday, I was listening to it driving home and the movie was playing in my mind. The soundtrack can take me back to a specific moment in the movie. That's how into it I am. So it was just... it is just great. It's very quickly becoming it is one of my favorite Pixar movies, but it's becoming one of the comfort movies that I rewatch all the time. If for some reason you haven't seen Luca, I would really recommend trying it out. Even if you're not usually a Pixar fan, it's so good. It tackles a lot of different human struggles. So I feel like it's great to watch. It makes me happy, it makes me sad. It makes me want to go to a small Italian town for the summer. Okay, next I watched Onward. Another straight to Disney Plus release during the pandemic, I think. But I think you had to buy it. Anyway, I watched Onward on Father's Day. I guess I just wanted to see someone else, not have a dad. If you don't know what this movie is about, it's about these 2 elf brothers that go on a magical quest to reconnect with their father who passed away when they were super young, barely even remember him. The twist, though, is that they are elves and everyone in the world is a magical creature, but they have moved away from magic as a society to a more modern technology-based society because it's more convenient than magic. Oh, well, magic exists, but it's too inconvenient. So, like, we're just gonna use light switches. This was another movie that I watched when it first came out on Disney Plus. I think my whole family watched it together. Heart-wrenching. Again, it had me sobbing for like the last 20 minutes. Disney and Pixar just know how to do that to me. Actually, any kids movie probably. They just really get me. They just have really great heartfelt storylines. This definitely isn't like my favorite Disney Pixar animated movie, and I think this was my first time rewatching it. I don't have tons to say about like the soundtrack or the animation. They didn't like super stand out to me, but the heart of this movie is the story. I think this is one of those movies where it's like a really great representation for kids who maybe don't have the perfect nuclear family that is kind of pushed upon us in media. Like for kids who like maybe never knew one of their parents, or like were more so raised by an older sibling than a parent, like to see that in a movie, like even though as a kid I couldn't have related to that, like I think it's so important to have like that diversity in media so kids can watch those movies and think like, wow, that's me, like this is okay. So yes, not like my favorite ever, but definitely good and definitely hit me in the heart. Don't recommend watching it on Father's Day if you don't have a dad. Okay, next, I watched the live action Snow White. I actually watched it for you guys on this channel. For the next 3 days after I watched that, I was physically ill. Was it the movie? Was it the alcohol? I don't know. We will never know. I did not like it at all. I wouldn't have finished it if I wasn't recording it. And even then it was so tough. Like I never drink, but I had to get through it. It was so horrible. And yeah, like I said, sent me on like a 3-day illness after. Even when I was editing it, I was like getting nauseous again. I was like, this movie just has bad vibes and I don't like it. I think I gave it like 2 stars and then I lowered it to 1 star. I would not recommend watching. I know it's on Disney Plus now, so like you can watch it for free if you want to, but I just wouldn't. I would save your time and watch literally anything else. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because you can watch my video if you want to hear me complain for like 40 minutes. Okay, next, we're finishing strong with these last 2 movies. Next, I did see a movie in theaters. I saw Pixar's new movie, Elio. I was so excited when I heard that Pixar was coming out with a new original animated movie. This one, if you don't know, is about a young boy who gets abducted by aliens and kind of becomes like Earth's spokesperson in the midst of this like alien political drama. It's very much like that quirky Pixar vibe. It's not like magical, but it is like aliens. So, you know, they have like the technology where it's like anti-gravity or like, I don't know, just like very fun, and like the scenes in space, beautiful. I have recently seen online a lot of people are not vibing with Pixar's new animation style. They call it like the bean mouth thing, which is like the style that was like Turning Red, Luca, Elio. But like that kind of style, I don't have a problem with it. I guess if that's like, if you only watch Pixar movies, then like maybe that would get old. But I feel like I watch other movies outside of Pixar, so I don't mind that Pixar has like their own style. I feel like I watch enough like diversity in animation styles that a few times a year seeing a Pixar movie with this style doesn't like take me out of the experience. I don't love it, I don't hate it. That's just like the style they're going with, and I think it's fine. That's just on the characters though. Like I feel like the settings, like I said, this not only takes place in space, but like Elio, the main character, is obsessed with aliens in the galaxy and like life in the universe. There's lots of scenes of stars and the galaxies, and it just looks so beautiful. There's one scene at the beginning of the movie where he is in like not a planetarium, but he's in like a room, and it's like projecting the solar system on the walls, and it is so beautiful. It literally like took my breath away. I was sitting in the theater and I was like, this is gorgeous. This movie also made me cry. And I will say, I tend to cry more at movies when I am alone because I hate to cry around people. So like in a theater, if something makes me cry when I am like surrounded by people and they can hear me crying, that's how you know it like really hits, because I try my absolute hardest to hold in the tears in a movie theater, and then I'll just cry like after I get home or something. This movie, without spoiling anything, I feel like the major themes of this movie are grief and loneliness. Two things that I feel every single day. Again, showing a different type of family and the struggles that come with that. I really, really loved this movie. I think I gave it 5 stars and a heart on letterboxd. I feel like a lot of people aren't seeing it in the theater because it literally like was not promoted. Like going in, I had no idea what it was about. I had only seen one little teaser for it, and that was because I was looking. That's because I was like keeping up with the Pixar new releases. So if you're not, I think you wouldn't even know. And it's so frustrating because like this is part of the reason why the remakes and the live actions are doing so much better. Nobody knows what original movies are coming out or what they're about. So like parents don't want to buy a ticket. Like parents would rather buy a ticket to take their kids to the live action Lilo and Stitch, that they have an idea of what it's about. It's been promoted a ton. It's pretty certain that their kids are going to enjoy it, as opposed to like this risk of a movie where like no one really knows what it's about and like, is it even good? But it is good. I think it's still in theaters, so I would highly recommend seeing it in a theater. It was so beautiful. But if you can't, or it is out of theaters by the time you're watching this, when it comes on streaming or is released on DVD, like highly recommend watching. I really loved it, and I thought the characters were so cute. Like I genuinely loved every character in this. I won't say any spoilers, but there are just a lot of moments that like either made me cry, gave me chills, because there's also an element of like the human experience. And when I say it covers loneliness, it's like your personal loneliness, communicating with the people in your life, but also like the humanity coming together. I am going to say one spoiler for this now, so if you haven't seen the movie, you can just skip to the next movie. Okay? Ready? I'm saying the spoiler now. The kind of central conflict within Elio is both of his parents die, and so his aunt takes custody of him. She's single, doesn't have any kids, so they're kind of learning how to be a family again, and he feels very unwanted, so that's why he goes on this whole journey to space, because he's like, someone out there has to want me. Like nobody on earth wants me. Someone out there in the universe has to want me. I'm getting chills, guys. But then at the end, he's like, this isn't the life that you wanted. And she's like, I want you, like you're my family, like we are gonna be there for each other no matter what. And I thought it was crazy, because at the same time that this beautiful movie was coming out, down the hall, the live action Lilo and Stitch was ending with Nani giving up Lilo. So I just thought that was an interesting parallel. So if you were upset with how Lilo and Stitch ended, the live action, and how it changed Nani and Lilo's whole relationship from the animated one, you should watch Elio, because that will probably give you a much more satisfying ending. I haven't seen the live action Lilo and Stitch, and I'm not going to, but I heard people talk about it. So I thought that was an interesting parallel. Someone, somewhere, approved this story, and someone else approved that change. So I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, the last movie that I watched in June, K-pop Demon Hunters. Guys, this was a Netflix movie. It literally just came out like a couple weeks ago. Oh, it's so good. They made this movie for me. Sony made this movie for me. It has everything I love. Great animation, K-pop, demon slayers, and self-hatred. If you haven't seen the trailer, it is an animated movie where a K-pop girl group are actually like demon hunters, and they have to fight off this boy group who are a bunch of demons from like stealing the souls of their fans. To really like generalize it, that's like a very general like overview. The story is so good. I've also been listening to this soundtrack nonstop because the songs are legitimately good. Like I think Golden is the one that's like on like the charts right now. Like legitimately just like standing on its own as a song. It's on the charts. Like everyone is listening to it. If you like K-pop, you would love these songs. Like, cause in K-pop, groups usually have concepts, and so it wouldn't even be crazy for a group to be like, oh yeah, we're like hunters, and then another group to be like, oh, we're like demons, like I'm here for your soul. Like that's literally a lyric from a song, and it's so good. If you have a problem with the Pixar animation, you should watch this. I read an article with the animators from this movie, and they were talking about how Sony doesn't have a animation style the same way that like Disney and Pixar do, and that's why all of their movies look the same. Sony just lets their animators do whatever, and so that's why like Into the Spider-Verse looks so good, and this it's not the same style as Into the Spider-Verse, but it is still kind of like a little bit abstract sometimes. And I just think that's great. Like, I loved the way it looked. I thought it was so good. I think it's really smart to just let your animators like animate what they feel is most fitting for their story. Let the creatives have the control. Like, yes. If you also aren't loving how stories these days don't really give their main character like a good love interest, this main character had a good love interest, and it was a good story. And apparently like so much stuff got cut out because they were trying to keep it to like 90 minutes, which is like heartbreaking because I would probably watch like a 3-hour edit of this movie. Again, I cried. Even when I listened to the soundtrack, when I listened to like the final song where everyone like joins in singing, my eyes start to water. I didn't hear a ton about it before it was released. I think I saw like one trailer for it, and then it was on my radar. Like once it got released, I was like, perfect, I'm gonna watch, because they made this movie for me. Even if you don't like K-pop, all of the songs are in English. The movie's in English. There are like lines in the dialogue and songs that are in Korean. That's why it really feels like legit K-pop songs, but mostly in English if that like puts you off, but just so good. I loved it. I'm telling everyone to watch it, and only one of my friends has watched it so far, but she loved it. She loved it, and she also loves the soundtrack and all of the characters. So yes, those were all of the movies that I watched in June. Next, we're doing TV shows. First, I am rewatching for the third time The Owl House. I love this show. The first time I watched it, it was just kind of like on in the background. It was like whatever. And then I got really into it. So then my second rewatch, I was like analyzing everything from the beginning. And I was like, wow, this show is amazing. Then after I finished it, not a lot of time had passed. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually just going to start watching it again. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am still just in season 1, but it is so good. This is on Disney Plus. It's about a teen girl who finds a portal to a magical realm and ends up living with a witch and a demon. And it's just very funny and heartfelt. And it is one of those kid shows that starts off super light and fun and surface level. And it's like, oh yeah, she's just like learning how to do magic and like fitting in this new world. It's so chill. But it's like the whole time there's kind of like this undercurrent of like drama, political unrest, stress. And then by the end, things have gotten crazy and very intense, very high stakes. The characters are growing so much, and then the end is just so satisfying. I loved the way that it ended, and yeah, definitely one of my favorite kids shows, one of my top shows ever, obviously. If I'm rewatching it for a third time, like that's pretty rare for me. If for some reason you haven't seen The Owl House yet, I feel like a lot of people have heard about it and they're like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. You should just start. It's really good. And it also has great friendships, great family dynamics, another dead dad, and romance. Lots of representation for all of those things. Different families, different romances, different friendships, and just like really I would say the main theme for the whole show is just like self-love and belonging. Like everyone just wants to belong, but you can't belong if you're not true to yourself. So, isn't that beautiful for a kids show? Next, I'm unfortunately watching Love Island USA. Yeah, I used to watch the UK. I think I watched one season of UK and it was really good. It was like UK season 5, but I hadn't watched the USA season last year with season 6 with like Rob and Leah. I had seen TikToks about all of that, but I never actually watched the show. So this year when season 7 started airing, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch because I want to be a part of something. I feel like the only reason to ever watch like reality TV and dating shows is for the sense of community. Like it brings people together because you're cheering for your favorites and you are preying on the downfall of your least favorites. If you don't know what Love Island is, it's basically like they throw a bunch of people into this villa in Fiji and they like date each other and they do challenges where they like kiss and like they throw in new people to try and break up couples, and at the end people vote. At least in the USA version, they get $100,000 whoever America votes to be the favorite couple. The problem with this season is that everyone is like evil. I'm filming this on July 3rd, and Tuesday night's episode was the one where they were doing like the stand on business thing where everyone wrote each other letters. I was sobbing for Amaya. If you know, you know. Anyway, yeah, everyone on this season literally hates each other and they're just like coupled up to like make it to the end. So I'm not really enjoying watching. Watching actually gives me a lot of anxiety because it's so clear that everyone hates each other. It's closer to Total Drama Island than Love Island. For real. It's like it's like there's maybe 2 people that are actually interested in each other. Like romance is a side plot and the main plot is like voting out the competition. So anyway, that's taking up a lot of my time watching Love Island. The last animated show that I've been watching is Phineas and Ferb. In May, I think. I was having a difficult time. Because when am I not? But I decided that to wind down at the end of every night, I was going to go back to my roots and I was going to watch like Disney Channel shows while I get ready for bed to help me de-stress. I've been watching Phineas and Ferb. I'll watch like 2 episodes while I'm like washing my face and getting ready for bed, and it's genuinely so relaxing. I feel like everyone knows Phineas and Ferb. It was just like an animated Disney Channel show that went on for like 10 years, and actually it got a reboot that came out I think in June as well, but I haven't watched it yet because I'm gonna like rewatch all of the original episodes. But it's just so fun. It's these 2 brothers who are trying to make the most of their summer vacation, so they end up building these like crazy things like roller coasters and like crazy tree houses and just crazy things every single day. And all of the characters are so distinct, and it's just a really fun kids show. I watched it all the time growing up, so it gives me like that sense of comfort. And then the final show that I've been watching this month, I am rewatching Stranger Things. I have only ever watched through it one time. I started watching summer 2019 when season 3 came out. So like I watched season 1, season 2, season 3 right back to back, and that was the best summer ever. Like I was also on TikTok. To be on TikTok in summer 2019 was when Material Girl was like going viral, and everyone wanted to channel the vibes of Max and Elle like in the 80s in the mall doing their little like try on sequence. Those were the vibes of the whole summer, and it was so good. And it was, you know, right at the beginning of TikTok, so just positive vibes. Everyone was super unique. I don't know. It was just so good. And then season 4 came out 2022, and that was like a really sad season, but I didn't rewatch before that came out. However, the final season 5 is coming out, I think Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, which is like crazy of them to do because my family doesn't watch Stranger Things, so like I'm just gonna have to completely be off my phone until I have a chance to watch it like afterwards, which is gonna be stressful, but it's fine. But I wanted to rewatch everything before then. I finished season 1 a couple days ago. I've also been watching video essays of people analyzing the show and making their predictions and their theories, and I have some theories for season 5. I feel like if the writers do a few simple things, they're gonna redeem lots of characters and really like stick the landing. But if they don't, then I don't know. Because I do feel like it could end badly. I'm not like super invested in the ending. Like I don't think I'll be super upset. I always enjoy watching Stranger Things. I've never like hated a season, but it is kind of all about the ending. Like if they end it really well, I think it could become like one of my favorite shows. But if they end it really poorly, then I don't know if I would ever like revisit it again. But I am rewatching it right now. I'm taking notes after each season because some people, when they give their theories, they really like cherry pick specific moments to support their theories. But then like watching the show back and seeing that specific moment within the context of like the whole episode or even just the whole scene makes me feel like the theories, like some of the theories definitely aren't real, but you never know. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Oh, and sorry, if you've never seen Stranger Things, it takes place in the 80s. There's like a parallel universe and a kid gets kidnapped and it's all kind of focusing on this girl who has like telekinetic abilities and just like this friend group, this whole town actually that's just kind of like caught up in it and like trying to solve these like the mystery. I don't know, things get crazy with each season, so like if you don't know what it is, like I would suggest watching. Like people love Stranger Things. It's kind of like a scary, creepy show, very iconic. It's like style and cinematography is so beautiful, same with the soundtrack. But fun fact, in film school we had to reach out to a bunch of people in the film industry and like ask for advice, and I DM'd Tim Ives, the cinematographer for Stranger Things, and he actually responded to me and he was so nice. Yeah, so that's my fun fact. I don't think he still is the cinematographer. I think it was just like season 1 and 2, but like I mean those seasons look so good. But yes, the soundtrack, I've been listening to the soundtrack as well. I'm in like a soundtrack era right now, but the Stranger Things soundtrack is so good too. It makes me feel like I was born in the 80s. I don't know. I think those were all of the shows that I watched in June. Like I said, not like a ton. Owl House, Phineas and Ferb, Stranger Things are kind of going to be ongoing. I've been really stressed out and really sad. I get very existential around my birthday with like the thought of everyone getting older and time passing. Also, summer is just like not a fun time for me in general. So the pattern is definitely like rewatching comfort movies and TV shows right now. So, but there were some new things and also some of the shows I like haven't seen in a long time. But yes, if you made it to the end, do you have thoughts on the format of this video? Like kind of more chill, just talking. I know people really like the reaction videos and those are fun for me to like watch back too. Like I definitely get it. They're very like editing intensive, and the last thing that I want to do after editing for 8 hours a day at work is like do super intense editing for like 4 hours before I go to bed. So something like this is definitely like easier to edit. So I think doing something like this once in a while would help me like with that workload. But you know, if you hate it, then definitely let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below what you watched in June or what you're planning on watching in July. If you have any recommendations, let me know because I would love a new show. I love entering like a new world, but I feel like I'm out of the loop on like what is even new and coming out right now. So yeah, let me know and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.